All right, what's up, my brothers? Let's get right into this. As the title and thumbnail suggests, Sadia Khan is apparently a fraud or a grifter, whatever it is that you want to define it as. Some of you may be unfamiliar with her work. Let's pull up the summary here that I came across on social media. Here's a Cliff Notes version of Sadia Khan, aka quote-unquote Sadia Psychology. She's got a bachelor's in psychology while living in London and then became a qualified teacher and taught high school students. Allegedly got fired for quote-unquote bad behavior, got married and then divorced for quote-unquote spousal abuse, then moved to Dubai. Set up shop as a tutor, and during COVID, she just became famous online for being hot and claiming to be a psychologist when she's not, apparently. But she's a ghetto, fake, pathological liar and likely NPD who harasses people to the point of goading them to unalive themselves. Well, there's a guy that's apparently got some video clips, which I'm going to show you now. Anyway, this gal calls her a Jezebel, and she says, don't say I didn't warn you. You know, I've said this before, nobody hates women more than other women, so maybe there's a little bit of competition there between those two. But let me pull up this video clip for you and play it. I've got a follow-up one as well, and then I've got some commentary, of course, but let's hear what Sadia has to say. Here we go.
I can do it today.
Go on.
I can do it on your wedding day. And
Oh, okay, well, we'll see.
Afterwards, he's been with you in the social day, and he'll call me.
This is the biggest scandal that Sadia Khan doesn't want you to know about her. She preaches on her page and on her content that she's a high-value woman. She can teach you how to attract a high-value woman if you're a man for thousands of dollars for one-on-one coaching. Let's see how much she values herself as a woman.
The main thing I would say to be a high value woman is you have ability to reject attention.
Hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
The third step towards becoming a high value woman, and this is genuinely so important, it's self-awareness. Now,
Oh, hell no, hell no.
only one thing that all women want.
What are you going to do about it? I'll suck your dick if you have that, and I can do it today if I want on your wedding day.
All right, so there's the first clip. Now, you guys can go back and pause to read the captions on the screen. I've already read them. It seems pretty clear that it's dialogue back and forth between her and the guy that was engaged and had the fiance. So it turns out that she was the side piece. So all of that prim and proper, upper class, British accent stuff. You know, it's funny. I was on a camping trip 20 years ago with this Pakistani guy who also had a British accent because he was educated in the UK. Very fine, refined one, if I can put it, upper class. And he had stated when we were camping, because we were just shooting shit at night, he's like, you know, one of the reasons why I do so well in the accounting industry, because he was one of these consult sort of guys, was because he's one, brown, and two, because he's got such a refined and classy British accent. He goes, people just trust you more. And that always stuck with me for some reason. I don't know if that translates for a gal like Sadia Khan, who's also a Pakistani brown gal with a lovely British accent, very refined and classy, if you will, polished, posh even. But maybe that's one of the reasons why she garnered so much attention so quickly. Whether or not it's deserved, I'll let you guys decide, but it seems like all of the stuff that she was preaching about high value and having dignity and holding yourself out to a certain standard and blah, 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 and the coaching that she was offering to men, the whole time she was some guy's side piece. Let's get into the second clip now. Right, now, before I play this one, I did caption this when I put it on social media, because a few years ago when we launched the Ladies Night podcast, we of course would have to recruit gals, you know, quote unquote talent for the show. And the whole point of us doing what it is that we were doing was to sort of like prove our point, not to have them lecture to us or any of those things, but to sort of go through a lot of the finer points that we detail and have conversations that would be useful to guys watching it. We didn't put women on there to lecture you guys, of course, but we actually offered a spot to Sadia at that time a few years ago, and I got snubbed at the time, and I wasn't really sure why. I thought it was unusual. It's almost like she came off like, well, I'm too good for you, or I'm too much of an authority, or maybe it's because I've got this degree or something like that. Even though she's not a licensed doctor, she's got a degree in it. But I thought it was weird at the time, and I think now in hindsight, she probably didn't accept, because it doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, if you have an audience and you have the opportunity to sit in front of somebody else's audience, you generally take that. Like, if somebody were to message me and be like, yo, I've got, I don't know, 50,000 subs on my account. It's not a ton. It's not as much as what I got, but I'll definitely give them the time of day, because it gives me an opportunity to sort of dive into concepts and, you know, go down the rabbit hole in certain stuff that helps that guy's audience out. So I was a little surprised when she didn't take us up on the offer, and I think it's because she probably didn't want to trip up or maybe even get exposed for something during the course of the conversations, because of the sorts of dialogues that we have. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right, I don't know, but that's just my gut feeling. So let me play this next clip for you over here.
Alright guys, so this story is getting very bizarre. This is Sadia Khan, the online influencer psychologist that promises she can show you how to attract women, be a better man, and fix your relationship. I did a story on her the other day because she edits her videos and I thought it was very funny. I criticized her in the video because it was very obvious that she puts waist filters on any video where her full body is shown, and in a lot of her videos she's talking about how much self-confidence she has and how she knows what she is, blah 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 blah, and that's what's necessary to attract a partner, etc etc. But when I called her out, she lost her goddamn mind. It's now been about 48 hours, and she has spent the last 2 days accusing my followers of being animal porn addicts, being cheaters, being prostitutes, and everything in between. But today she started a new trend. These are videos that my followers sent me. This person left a comment on her page, and she tried to call them via audio 4 or 5 times. And then when they wouldn't pick up, she left the threatening message that you'll see scroll by here: "Pick up, bitch, or I'm gonna post your address online." And here's another one from another one of my followers. Pick up, don't be scared, pick up. Calling over and over and over and over again. More threats. This is a person that sells one-on-one phone call coaching bullshit for 6,000 GBP, which I understand now is 8,000 USD, on how to be a high-value man. But hey guys, I can save you the 6,000 GBP. If you want to call for free from Sadia, just leave a troll comment on her page. She'll try to call you over and over and over, free of charge.
All right, well, isn't that interesting? So this guy, John Dorsey, I just gave him a follow, when I came across this, because I think his stuff's actually quite funny. It seems like he does a lot of, anti-fitness industry BS, sort of like exposés. And it seems like a lot of it is, built around these fitness influencers using filters, especially waist filters, to sort of, tighten the waist up. And that's interesting that he caught Sadia Khan using the exact same filter. And the way that you see it, I don't know if you guys caught it, but the way you see it is that when somebody moves, then it sort of bends the image behind them, because it's they've tightened up the waist and then it has to sort of move the background. So you can go back and watch that again if you didn't catch it, but she clearly uses a waist tightening filter. I wouldn't be surprised if there's Spanx that's also involved in the equation. I know most guys will probably co-sign this, but you start to notice that a lot of Pakistani women, when they get over the age of 30, 35 or so, they start to, you know what I mean? So the notion that she's maybe wearing Spanx and definitely using waist tightening filters to hold out to the public in videos that she's of a higher socioeconomic standing, more attractive, if you will, than what she actually is. I've said this before many a times, and there's a chapter in my upcoming book on the Mano Swamp, which also talks about a lot of the frauds out there where they hold out a certain position, but they don't actually live it in their real life. And a lot of people will tend to like a lot of these female dating coaches, whatever it is you want to call them, when they hold out to the public of an offering of coaching or services that help you level up as a guy, in the hopes, and a lot of the guys, and I know that she doesn't say stuff like this, but I think in the hopes and the minds of most of these guys that they can get a woman that is as attractive and as polished as maybe a Sadia Khan is. Well, it turns out she's not polished, and sure, maybe she's attractive visually to some of you guys out there, but she's not as polished as she's held out to be. She's not as refined, as upper class, if you will, if she's playing the role of a side piece to a guy that has a fiance, which is very bizarre. There was another screenshot that somebody sent me. Let me see if I can find it here real quick below the response. Here it is on Instagram, and it's from her secondary account. I'll have my editor put up on the screen and make sure he gets a copy, but it looks like she's just losing her mind over some dialogue. Go STFU, you're sick, get the F off my page, you pussy, go get cheated on, and also calling him a dumb bitch. In fairness, with the calls and not getting picked up, that behavior itself is psychotic. I'm sure any guy out there that's dealt with women long enough comes across a woman that's borderline or something along like that, and she'll call you over and over and over again when you don't pick up, which is bizarre. Now, I don't have any notifications turned on Instagram, for example, and I've had people try to call me, and I'll notice in the comments missed call or whatever. It just doesn't ring, so I don't hear it. So most people probably have a similar setting, but for her to call it over and over and over and over again, and then chastise the guy in the comments and say, pick up, bitch, stuff like that, it's a little unusual considering how she publicly holds herself out, but privately in dialogue back and forth on a professional basis with people that could be her client. And I'm guessing this John Dorsey's guy's audience was kind of trolling her because of the waist tightening filters, and that's what triggered her, which people only get mad when they get hit with the truth, right? A bomber only gets flack when it's over the target. So she got pissed off because of that. Fair enough. But then she got so bent out of shape that she's calling people over and over again, multiple times, accusing them of certain things, belittling them, calling them incels, and at various, I mean, like, you can go back and read it all if you want to pause it and see what the accusations are that she's alleging against this guy's audience, John Dorsey. But it seems very unprofessional. It seems completely different from the persona that she holds out on camera, which is the, again, professional, polished, educated, upper class, nice British accent with some class. She generally carries herself with some class. She doesn't wear a lot of revealing clothing with a lot of skin out, generally classy clothing, which is fine, and she does her hair and makeup well, and she holds out to the public that she's that gal. And there you go. You know, she's not. And I hate to say it, but I think a lot of this you're going to see more of over the years, where more and more of these female creators, aka grifters, will be exposed in ways similar to this. Even your favorite one right now that you think might be the best of the best, you know, sort of thing. It's like, you think they're different. I was talking to a buddy of mine who knows her actually quite well about this early today. And it's like, it really just got summed up as, well, all women are the same. A WALT. All women are like that, which is an acronym that you might have heard before. But essentially, it is what it is, guys. Anyway, what's your experience been with somebody like Sadia and the advice that she's been dispensing? Do you get any value out of it? What do you think of this stuff? Is it accurate? Is it inaccurate? Leave a comment below, and pin to the top of the video, in the top comment, there's a link to my book, my social, and especially like my school community. So if you really want to dive down the rabbit hole, less than $50 a month, you guys can get group calls with me, my team of experts, a ton of video content that I've never published anywhere else. You guys go check it out. We'll see you later. Peace.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.